Well, hello and welcome to Very Biased Opinions. And unless you've been in a cave or on the moon for the week, you'll know that the England side got announced this week.
Did it?
It did. Little bit underwhelming. There were a few question marks raised. The inclusion of Josh Butler back into the Test side, even though he's only been in the IPL, was a little bit of a surprise. Somerset's Dominic Bess is in the side as the spinner. You have to ask, will England go on with an all-man seam attack against Pakistan, or will they include Dominic Bess for his Test debut? But with the inclusion of Butler, you do have to ask, are the selectors even watching county cricket these days?
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions.
So let's talk England team. Let's talk England football team.
Okay, good. We got there eventually.
So we got there eventually, but Gareth Southgate did announce his 23-man squad for Russia in the week. Obviously, there was some, not controversy, but there was some debate about whether Hart would go and whether Wilshere would go. He's left both of them out.
Thank God.
I don't know why that got announced the day before the squad.
That was a
Bit strange.
unsavory even.
Yeah, and there's been, obviously there's the usual discussions of is the squad experienced enough, or, you know, did this player should have gone, that player should have gone. But we've had some time to digest it. It's been a few days. What do you think?
Well, I'm happy with the goalkeeping situation. We'll start with that before we get to the three sore thumbs in the squad.
I think goalies is as good a place as any to start. So we've got three goalies have gone, or are going. We've got Jack Butland, which...
no one can really argue with that.
Jordan Pickford, which I'm assuming is going to be the number one.
I think we're hoping he's the number one.
And Nick Pope of Burnley, who has had an excellent season.
He's had a very good year.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, of the three of them, Nick Pope technically probably has had the best year. Pickford's played in front of a defence that was awful, and Butland got relegated. I mean, I think Pickford, you look at it, he's got the most natural skill. But it's almost nice to see Hart dropped. And I don't mean any disrespect to Hart, but he's had a bad year.
Would you have picked him purely on the basis of he's an experienced person to have around?
I don't think that's an excuse in goal. Maybe in the centre of the park.
I think it's a waste of a place.
Yeah, maybe in the centre of the park where you need a cool head, but not in goal. And
when is, if you look back to the last tournament, when's he been a cool head?
No,
he was like
nuts.
He was running, like bouncing around like a mad
screaming at ball boys. He did not do well.
So, I don't dislike Joe Hart, but I don't think it's the right decision.
I mean, you and I talk about Joe Hart all the time. We like Joe Hart, but he's not had a good year, and he doesn't deserve to be in the squad.
He could barely hold down a regular place at West Ham, so why would he deserve to be in the England squad? Defenders, we seem like half the squad is made up of defenders.
Something like 14, including goalkeepers.
That's probably my biggest issue. Is it just seems a little bit over heavy, particularly in the wing back department. Yeah. I just think we got Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That's a yes. He's had a fantastic season.
I'll miss the next one because I know that's a no. Fabian Delph.
Oh, that's a no as well.
Phil Jones. Yeah. I thought that would be a resounding yes from you. That would be. Every Man United player I thought would be have a little. I thought they would be penciled into your starting 11.
I do have them tattooed on my back, but
Phil Jones.
Phil Jones on the left, Chris Smalling on the right.
Harry Maguire. Who I think
he's had a really good year.
Danny Rose, pretty much a gimme. He was going to get in. John Stones. Oh, you did that for Danny Rose?
I don't think Danny Rose has had that good a year and hasn't played a lot of football. I mean, I feel like if you're taking Danny Rose, you don't take Fabian Delph.
Yeah.
It's just too many wing backs. Anyway, sorry, continue.
John Stones?
Yeah.
Has to play, even though he's struggled to get back in the Man City side.
He's too talented to not play. It's a bit like...
We're not exactly bursting at the seams with amazing centre-backs.
No, we're not.
Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, you're happy with that? He's played well.
Kyle Walker, you can't...
Who's a centre-back for England, apparently.
And Ashley Young, and I think Ashley Young... I think he should start.
I agree. I think he's had a great year.
He should be a starter.
He is actually tattooed on my belly.
I think he's been brilliant. I think he's had a great year for Man U.
Oh, he's been good. Yeah, so let's talk about the biggest sore thumb here.
Yeah, for you.
Why is Gary Cahill in the squad? I mean, like, as a Man United fan, obviously everyone's going to give me a lot of abuse, but Gary Cahill or Chris Smalling? Really, you've gone with Cahill, who's barely played football, over Smalling, who's played 48 matches this season.
And again, you come back to, okay, he adds experience, but he's never struck me as a cool head in a crisis. Cahill's always been a good defender when he's had someone all alongside him almost telling him what to do.
Yeah.
Like Terry.
Yeah, well, when Terry's there, he's one of those players. He needs a good partner, and he isn't. We haven't seen him have a good partnership.
When you put him with Jagielka, he was terrible.
And he hasn't played this season. He has not played for England or for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's been on the bench for most England games, and he's not played that well when he has. So, him and Delph, to me, are very questionable players to have brought into the squad. But it seems that he's gone for safety with this squad, with the amount of defenders he's picked. He wants a solid...
He's also hedged his bets a little bit with inclusion. I can only think of Delph coming in is because he can play midfield as well.
Yeah.
Even though Young deserves to be in as a wing back, he can play as a front of two.
There is a lot
he's got those crossover players.
There's a lot of utility players in this squad that can play 2 or 3 positions.
Yeah, and you know, we'll move on to midfielders, but you've got someone like Dyer who could play centre back.
Yeah.
He's done that for Spurs.
So midfield.
Midfield, you've got Dele Alli, who hasn't had a great year, but you have to say he's got to be in there. Eric Dyer,
he's the best defensive midfielder England have.
I'm never a fan of Jordan Henderson, but I think he has had a good year, so you have to put him in there. Jesse Lingard, I think, is one of my definite starters.
He's been fantastic.
I really like Lingard. I'm a big fan of him. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Anyone else for Ruben Loftus-Cheek being the second sore thumb in this squad?
Well, he seems to have been popular over the last few weeks that he's played for Palace, where the media's kind of really got on his side. And you've seen like every game, not to say he's not played well, but every game it seems to be match of the day highlighting him.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's become the
How much has he played for England?
He's played a couple, hasn't he? He's been in a couple of squads. I don't know how many caps he's got.
I don't dislike Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, I would have put Lallana in if Loftus-Cheek was that close.
Yeah. One glaring omission for me is John Joe Shelby. I think he should definitely be in the squad.
We've had this conversation.
People will talk about his disciplinary record.
Inability to defend.
Where he has been sent off twice this season. But I just think that we have, especially if you're not taking Wilshere, we haven't got those creative players.
We have one creative player in that entire midfield that's Dele Alli. Jesse Lingard is good, but he's not going to thread a pass through 3 players.
Jesse Lingard's he's the sort of player, he's going to keep going, getting in there. You know what I mean? He can, his first 6 touches, he can give the ball away 6 times, but he's never going to hide.
He's not a giant weapon. He's a little dagger, and he will stab you multiple times.
And
that's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Look at it. And so he's the sort of guy. Again, he's like a Lampard as well. He gets into the box. He finishes. Scores a lot of goals and makes a lot of chances. So moving on, strikers.
Right.
I'm not. What? Who's this?
Kanye? Kaneen?
You got it right. Kane. Harry Kane. From Tottenham. I don't know about him, but I'm going to guess he's pretty good.
I've heard good things.
I'm going to put a star next to his name. So he's going to be the star man.
I think it'd be hard to argue anything else.
Marcus Rashford. I think again you have to play him. You have to pick him.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling has had a great year. He can be erratic as fuck, but
it's his ability to miss open goals and then score really nice flowing moves. And
he scores the flowing moves, but also when he scores goals, they seem to just sort of bounce in off his knee.
Yeah.
But he's had a good year.
He's had a great year.
He's improved a lot in terms of his. When he used to miss chances, he used to go missing.
Yeah.
I think he's improved that a lot more.
His mental game is much stronger than it used to be.
And Jamie Vardy.
He's having a party.
You have to have Jamie Vardy.
You have to. No, he's. Him and Rashford are 2 of the best strikers you could have to come off the bench, or if Kane is out.
I would hate to play against Jamie Vardy. And he's such a great person to bring on.
He's nuts as well. That time he head-butted the ground for missing a shot, and you literally saw the dirt.
He does look nuts.
He's totally nuts. He's going to do great.
And
don't say it. Just don't say it.
Well, we're going to treat this player like Voldemort from Harry Potter, where
he should not be named.
We'll call him the Dark Lord.
How does he keep getting in England squads? How? How?
Danny Welbeck!
It hurts so much. Why?
I wouldn't have Danny Welbeck in my team. I would rather have...
anyone?
I would rather have Glenn Murray.
Troy Deeney.
Troy Deeney.
How great would Glenn Murray and Troy Deeney leading the line be?
I would rather have Rodriguez.
James?
James Rodriguez. I'm sure there's some other England strikers I'm missing. There's 3 out-and-out strikers there. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, and Jamie Vardy. And you can argue Rashford's better slightly off the striker. But Jamie Vardy and Harry Kane are both lead-the-line strikers. Yeah.
And Rashford can do that. Why have we brought a 4th one along? What is he going to do even? Lingard could lead the line better.
So you're saying in that sort of scenario, because it's unlikely we're going to play 2 up top, virtually not going to play 2 up top,
No.
you would think. You would have picked another midfielder in.
Yeah, I think we're missing midfielders. I mean, I said Lallana a second ago, but I stick to this. Like, Lallana hasn't been especially fit. He hasn't played a lot of football. But if you want a game changer, he's shown the ability to be totally unplayable. He's shown the ability to do the best stuff with a football. He's one of our best dribblers. And he's on standby. And there's a couple players on standby alongside him in Lewis Cook and James Karkowski, who I would prefer to see in the squad over players like Gary Cahill and Fabian Delph. And I'll get done in this rant in a second. But how is Chris Smalling not on standby?
Yeah.
What?
He doesn't like him. He doesn't like.
No one likes him apparently.
But he's not picked Chris Smalling for a while, and he's pretty much hung him out to dry. He's been that player that it doesn't seem to matter what Smalling does, Southgate won't pick him. Alternately, it did look like no matter what Jake Livermore did, Southgate would pick him. So I'm surprised he's actually not. When Livermore has actually played slightly better in the final few games of the season, he's actually not got in the team now.
Well, you've got a player in Jake Livermore who has been a player in one of the worst teams the Premier League's seen in years. He's been awful in an awful team.
Yeah. He's been awful. That's harsh. He's been bad in a bad team.
He's been bad in an awful team.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they put together 9 points at the end of the season, glossed over a series of polls.
Yeah.
Like, they were on 20 points 3 weeks ago, and me and you were having arguments about what it took to survive. That was a... God. Thank God the Premier League is over this year. It's time. Bring on the World Cup!
But this is it. This is pretty much. I can't think of. I know we've talked about a few players that could be in, but generally that is the talent pool we have.
Yeah.
There's not a huge amount.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's not maybe as good as England squads in times gone by, but it's still got talented players in there. I think that most teams would love to have a Harry Kane.
Yeah, every nation on earth would like a Harry Kane.
Most teams would like to have the pace we have in offensive.
Oh, we're very quick, yeah.
And we've got some great players that are used, not only can play counter-attack, but they're used to playing counter-attack week in, week out.
Do you know, the only thing I worry about in this is, say Rashford and Sterling go down with an injury. That means Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, and Danny Welbeck will be our forward 3. It's lopsided.
He can bring up. Or are you saying an injury at the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lopsided.
Yeah.
And even if Lallana comes in, he won't have touched a football for 3 weeks. Telling someone to stay match fit for 3 weeks without a football team to play with is... He won't be up to speed. But that's my only fear. This is a good... You look at this, I'd love to have Dele Alli and Eric Dyer on my team. I would. They're a great pair, they play together already, and they have a connection to Harry Kane. You've got a spine of Spurs players right there. Rashford, Sterling, and Vardy are quick as the day is long. Vardy can finish. Sterling and Rashford... we'll give him the chance. Henderson, he can do a job. Lingard is a very good footballer. I don't know why you don't like him. Not you. Why you wouldn't like him. Sorry. I know you like him. I know you like him a lot.
Goodness me.
And then in defence, we have some decent players. It's all going to come down to, can we play as a team? And how good are we at counter-attacking in this tournament? How willing are we to stay strong? And the minute we get that one opportunity, use our pace and drive up those wings.
Yeah, so that'll wrap it up for now. A bit of a short video. We have got Tom's going to be excited because I have prepared a small game for you to play. And how well you do on the game will determine how many packs of stickers you or I can open.
Stickers!